Hello viewers, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Report on MaxSportsOnline.com. Dameon Nelson coming to you here with this week's ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling Wrap-Up. Thank you everybody who tuned in to the Raw Wrap-Up last week's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report as well, and tune in at the end of this week as we will have an all-new edition of the Pro Wrestling Report up on Friday afternoon. Let's go right into it. ECW emanates from Madison Square Garden, taped last night at Madison Square Garden where Raw was live. ECW also being taped after the SmackDown taping as usual for next week, as there is a WWE Super Show next Monday night, not allowing for an ECW taping. Now that that kind of stuff's out of the way, let's go to the show. And it is an opening and entrance that was very reminiscent of the old ECW days. Maybe it was because of the music. Maybe it was because of Paul Heyman. I don't know, but it was very reminiscent of old school ECW, and it was good to see the father of ECW come on out and cut a McMahon-like promo in the middle of the ring. Very well done. Some sincere emotion from Paul Heyman and some sincere gratitude for being in the middle of a ring with ECW on it at Madison Square Garden in his hometown of New York City. It was interesting to note, though, the first time ever I've seen workers sell chair shots while wearing a helmet. I sat there quite bewildered as they sold chair shots from maybe it was the percussion. Maybe it's like putting a drum on your head. I don't know. If you know, let us know. The first match was Rob Van Dam going one-on-one with Hardcore Holly, the bully Hardcore Holly. A matchup that was actually better than it should have been after RVD had a bit of a missed spot outside the ring with a moonsault, followed up by the most beautiful and best dropkick in the business from Hardcore Holly. The match continued until it became a melee at the end when Steven Richards, Knox, and Test all run in, only to have the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer come save the day for their buddy RVD. Bit of a melee at the end. Again, a match that was better than it should have been. No winner determined due to the run-in. And again, I think every week now we've had disqualifications on Extreme Championship Wrestling TV, where there would usually be little to none, far to few disqualifications on that program. The whole thing did, however, at the end especially, feel very WWE-like. That's all I'm saying. Then the CM Punk, the prodigy, if you will, of ECW, comes out and takes on the Punk, the Shannon Moore, the man who really, folks, the question is what happened to him. Went from 3 count went from being, a little boy pop band type superstar to, I'm not quite sure what. But CM Punk knew what, because CM Punk owned Shannon Moore in this very short but deliberate matchup that did what it needed to do, was continue to progress the angle and the push of CM Punk. And then we get before we go to break, we get to see a promo from Rene Dupree, who's next. Now, I'm giving it a chance, folks, at least giving it a chance. We come back, and then it is Balls Mahoney, the opponent, set up against our Rene Dupree in his opening matchup for ECW. Rene Dupree looking very Chris Masters-like. Lost quite a bit of mass. Wonder why, but doing good in the ring. However, the Rene Dupree we saw, who told us for weeks he was going to be the most extreme superstar in the history of ECW, was nothing but the WWE Dupree. And then we saw the two at ringside, Joey Styles' new friend, Ariel, and her protege, if you will, Count Freakula. This was a great name, by the way. Outside the ring, get involved in the matchup. Balls Mahoney takes a nasty spill to the outside of the ring, hits his head on the steps, and Rene Dupree pulls him back in, gets the pinfall victory in his opening matchup against an ECW stalemate known as Balls Mahoney. And then a promo from Matt Striker backstage, blah, 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 same old crap week to week. The Hell in a Cell promo for the Unforgiven pay-per-view with the Big Show in the main event going up against D-Generation X was aired and talked about by Taz and Joey Styles at ringside. Weird feelings about that, obviously. It's supposed to be a distinctly different product. It's ECW, not WWE. However, the ECW champion is in the main event, so I can understand that. But what I can't understand is seeing the highlights of Raw from the night before and what happened there on ECW TV. 3 distinctly different brands, WWE. Treat it as such as best you can. If you're failing at that right now, you can do a lot better. The main event, as billed all evening and as you saw on WWE programming leading up to tonight, Big Show one-on-one with Sabu in their third encounter, a match that was very decent actually, ended with a choke slam through the table outside the ring after Big Show took several chair shots, most of them like this, and went through a couple of tables. Paul Heyman at ringside with Big Show, setting up hopefully for a money match between these two. Remember, they did wrestle at SummerSlam as well, and maybe we'll see that at the next ECW pay-per-view, December to December, coming up in December, of course, on pay-per-view. Folks, that's the ECW wrap-up. We always want to know your thoughts, so hit us up at the website, maxsportsonline.com/PWR. You could also visit our brand new blog. We have a blog now on the website that you can visit, and be sure to tune back, like I said, to see the Pro Wrestling Report Weekly Edition with Meathead and myself this Friday on maxsportsonline.com. Thanks for tuning in for this ECW wrap-up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you soon.